staying true to conveying value, deciphering global great books. Hello, this is Sally's Book Talk. Today's featured book is The Small Big. Its subtitle, How to Subtly Influence Others, a practical guide teaching micro adjustments for persuasion. In daily life, people often unconsciously alter behaviors through tiny environmental cues. Take common pricing tactics. Products often end with .99 instead of round numbers. Prices like 299 or 1.99 make buyers perceive bargains even with near cents difference. When a US retailer switched to whole dollar pricing, changing 19.99 to 20 caused 30% sales drop next year. Conference room layouts can shape participants' attitudes. Highlighting work's significance often motivates better than bonuses. When choosing gifts for loved ones, cooking from their wish list often yields best satisfaction. The Small Big documents 50 or more real-world influence case studies. Authors: Robert Cialdini, Steve Martin, and Noah Goldstein. Persuasion science experts. Cialdini, the godfather of influence, sold 2 million copies across 20-plus languages. If influence is theory, this is practical toolkit for persuasion mastery. Business Journal. This book turns you into strategic business expert. After the introduction, let's explore The Small Big. Each case study contains psychological principles and applications. Today's focus: 3 key strategies for effective influence. First, social conformity. Second, commitment. Third, opportunity cost. Let's start with the first key concept: how human behavior gets influenced by others. We instinctively observe others' actions before making decisions. Checking movie ratings before watching, reading product reviews before purchasing. These are common examples. This herd mentality helps us make quicker decisions. Moreover, people crave social validation. Shared gaming preferences, celebrity fandoms, or sports team allegiances create social bonds through conformity. The authors outline 4 techniques for effective influence. First, majority momentum. Second, minority counteraction. Third, contextual similarity. Fourth, environmental priming. First technique, harnessing majority momentum to drive minority behavior change. For years, UK taxpayers struggled with delayed tax filings and payments. HMRC implemented author's suggestion by adding one line to tax notices, boosting compliance by 30%, £200 million recovered. What was this magic phrase? The actual number of citizens paying taxes on time. A surprisingly large figure. Seeing majority compliance activates social conformity, prompting delayed payers to submit checks. Highlighting majority approval effectively shapes behaviors. When inviting clients to product launches, disclose how many industry peers already confirmed attendance. Environmental campaigns boasting 6 billion kilowatt hours saved by $750 million motivate through social proof. Publicizing raw numbers implies widespread participation, encouraging engagement. Second technique, minority counteraction, linking undesired behaviors to disliked identities. Like rival football fans avoiding colors of opposing teams, we distance from disliked groups. This nonconformist behavior, though seemingly unique, actually reflects universal psychological patterns. Ironically, nonconformity itself manifests conformity psychology. Let's examine a study where researchers sold identical wristbands in 3 dormitories. One dorm housed high-achieving students perceived as nerds for excessive academic enthusiasm. Another dorm's students frequently interacted with them in dining halls. The third dorm had no contact. Researchers observed reactions when students discovered shared accessories. Result: over 1/3 in contact dorms stopped wearing bands, while isolated group maintained usage. This demonstrates aversion to sharing identifiers with disliked groups. Thus, the second technique counteracts the first. To deter behavior, associate it with undesirable identities people want to avoid. Samsung's ad campaign effectively employed this strategy against Apple. The commercial satirized iPhone cues, showing teens holding spots for their parents, the demographic young users least want to resemble. By linking Apple users to parental figures, Samsung appealed to youth identity. When applying these techniques, remember, people fear social norm violations more than they value compliance benefits. First, identify existing social norms. What's perceived as acceptable behavior? Then leverage minority examples strategically. For managers wanting punctuality, if lateness is common, highlight the minority who arrive early as models of professionalism and respect. Emphasize positive traits associated with punctuality, proactive attitude, time respect. If meeting tardiness becomes uncommon, latecomers become the minority. Managers should then emphasize how most consider lateness irresponsible. Third technique, leverage geographical or linguistic similarities to enhance social proof. Mobile games often display 81% players bought this package. Smart strategy. But tailoring to regions, for example, 81% Shanghai players purchased boosts effectiveness. Boosts effectiveness. Geographical affinity strengthens conformity. Names work similarly. The cocktail party effect, hearing your name, cuts through noise. During typhoon relief, donors with matching name initials gave more generously. Personalized holiday messages feel warmer than generic greetings. Adding names or locations amplifies persuasive power. Fourth technique, environmental cues reinforcing social norms. Broken window theory. Visible disorder invites more misconduct. The researchers placed stamped envelopes with visible money in mailboxes, positioned for easy visibility and access by passersby. In clean areas, 13% stole envelopes. With litter present, theft doubled. Conversely, observing positive behaviors also influences actions.